Welcome back. You're still watching Business Incorporated. With the prospect of a third wave of COVID-19 infections being a concern in South Africa, economic analysts there say the risks to the economy of repeating past mistakes are clear and well known. According to them, certain segments of the economy have suffered an unbearable cost as a result of curfews and shutdowns, especially tourism, which employs a large number of unskilled workers and women. In the meantime, the country is said to have vaccinated less than 40,000 as rollout begins. To weigh into this, the Chief Investment Officer at Makwe Fund Manager, South Africa, Mr. Makwe Masilela, joins us now. Mr. Masilela, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure and good afternoon to you and
Good
to the
afternoon.
viewers.
Great to have you. Well, South Africa has only vaccinated 39,371 people over 2 days as its broad rollout of COVID-19 vaccines began. What would you attribute to this slow pace of vaccination, and what is the implication for the economy that is already struggling?
It was expected that we're going to start at a slow pace because of the logistics that are involved. And remember, it's for the first time that we are embarked on such a large-scale vaccination, and that applies to also other countries as well. But we expect this whole thing to pick up, so it's not a worrisome number that we have only just done under 40,000 in 2 days. I think it will be a problem if after a week or so, still we have not yet started picking up steam. And yes, our economy, just like other economies, are relying on the success of the vaccination programs, because the more they've been successful, then it means the economies will start to reopen. And we've seen in other parts of Europe, they have started to reopen their economies, and we expect the same to happen in Africa and South Africa. The minute we start reaching more or less, we are ahead that most people get the vaccine, because that's the only way people can have the right mobility when they have been vaccinated, and as well is going to be able to attract other investments and tourists, because if you know that a particular country has vaccinated most of their people, I don't think you'll have a problem to go and visit that particular country.
All right, but ratings agency Moody says South Africa's low economic growth and rising debt burden could see, socioeconomic tension intensify and impede the policy reforms. What's your take on this?
We know back home here that we've got issues when it comes to the likes of service delivery. Now and then we see some protest. I mean, this Monday and Tuesday, we had some serious protest where you had a city called Bloemfontein being shut down because people were protesting, not happy with the service delivery. And I think, yes, to some extent, should we fail to grow our economy, it means the government will start collecting less revenue, and as a result, they won't be able to meet all the promises they've made to the people. But I think it's kind of far-fetched, because as it is now, we are not in that situation. Yes, economy is not doing that great, but generally there are positive developments in the country. And as well, when we have the expectation that our economy will do better this year and the following year, things should be okay going forward. And remember, by the way, the very same rating agencies, these are the very same people who told us that we must continue to buy the junk bonds in the US, and they rated them, instead of junk, as investment grade. So they had it wrong, and as a result, we had the 2007-2008 financial meltdown because they had it wrong. Something which was junk, they said, is investment grade. I'm saying this, bringing this up to say that they don't always get it right. There are instances where they get it terribly wrong.
All right. Well, the rating agency also says the coronavirus pandemic's fallout will continue to weigh on South Africa's economic growth and fiscal balance in 2021. And already, the economy was in a recession before the pandemic struck. Is there any hope for a turnaround?
Definitely there is. Then you are right. We've been in recession before. But the way the vaccine program is going to pick up, the amount of vaccine that we're expecting in the country, should that get to happen, then yes, our economy should start growing again. And yes, our economy as it is, yes, we turn around. We know things that needs to be done, like to start all the structural reforms that needs to happen to start picking up our country. And yes, we do still have a big debt as a country, unemployment. But South Africa, just like other African countries will still continue to attract foreign direct investments, because there are some positives when it comes to the economy. It's not all doom and gloom. Yes, there's much hope that the economy has to turn around, because we don't have a choice. This economy has to start working.
Well, what's your outlook for the second quarter?
I think the economy will do much better. The likes of tourism should do better, especially because the vaccination programs will have at least moved somewhere. And as well, the winter season will be getting coming to an end, because as it is now, we expect that we might have a third wave. Other provinces like Gauteng we already have a third wave, but after winter, this should be coming to an end. Then things should at least come to a near normal. Yes, it will take us a little bit of time, but we've just adapted into a new way of doing things. And it's not only us South Africans, I think everyone around the world have just adapted to the new normal. But yeah, we're optimistic that the economy will start picking up. Remember, we sell a lot of things, especially the minerals, to the European markets, to the Chinese markets. Every time their markets start picking up, then that increases demand when it comes to that. Agriculture as well, back home here, we export a lot of things to European markets. So when we see an uptick when it comes to the economies, then that will increase demand. Then those economies back home here will continue to do well.
All right, Mr. Masilela, thank you so much for your time on the program. Mr. Makwe Masilela is the Chief Investment Officer, Makwe Fund Manager, South Africa. Thank you so much.